Some people might love the idea of having a paranormal experience, but I can tell you from my own perspective, there is nothing nice about it. I have seen plates and cups fly across my kitchen before my very eyes. My TV changes channels by itself, and I feel really cold air in the room sometimes, and I feel absolutely freezing, and this is all while the heating is on. I couldn't take it anymore, so I called in a paranormal investigator. When he arrived, he said to me, "Hello, sir. I hope I can get to the bottom of whatever is bothering you. I will be leaving here in about 4 days, with you having no doubt in your mind whether it's real or your imagination. So I am going to be looking for explanations, and then I will be looking for things like orbs later on. I will be leaving cameras and EMF detectors around your house for 48 hours, and I will be back to check the results. I believe what you tell me about you experiencing paranormal activity. However, I have to find a logical explanation to disprove it first to get to the bottom of whatever is happening here. Now, if logic isn't something I find here, well then it's time for me to get to work and investigate. After you called me, I have researched this house, and there was an unexplained death here about 100 years ago. It was a woman called Samantha. Now, it could very well be her ghost, but I'm not jumping to any conclusions. You might ask what happened to Samantha. She was found at the bottom of her bed. It was almost like she was pulled out of her bed and strangled, but there was no proof of strangulation. She was just found lying down at the bottom of her bed. I wanted to give the man all the time he wanted to speak, but I feared I wouldn't get a word in, so I asked, "What do you think is happening here? I'm afraid things will get a lot worse. As I said when I rang you, I've seen plates and cups fly across the room. There is no logical explanation for that." A few minutes later, the man, who called himself Jake Watson, was in my living room, checking ESP using my TV. He had a very confused look on his face, and I asked him what was wrong. He said, "Can you hear that weird noise coming through the static? There definitely seems to be some spirits here. I can't tell yet, is it a friendly or dangerous spirit, but we will come to that." Suddenly the sofa lifted off the ground and the TV came off the wall, and we both were lifted off the ground and were floating in the air. I was panicking and thought I was going to be killed. Then I woke up. I wondered, why did I dream about that? I don't ever read ghost stories or watch scary movies, and never even bothered to research about all those paranormal things that were in the dream. I felt cold. My room was dark. I felt shivers run through me. I felt a presence in the room. I could barely breathe with the fear. But why? It was only a stupid dream. I looked at the figure at the bottom of my bed. It was just a life-size cardboard figure of my favourite celeb. Then I lay down to go back to sleep, and saw at the side of my bed my cardboard cutout. I froze, wondering if that was my cutout. Then what was that figure at the bottom of my bed? Then suddenly I felt something grab my legs and pull me out of my bed. All I could think of was the paranormal expert in the dream telling me about the woman years ago being pulled out of her bed.